Peace and love, y'all. It's your brother A.D.V.I.S.S, and we are here with another more interviews, aka memoirs of our real experiences. And I am grateful today that we have and we are going to be interviewing the brother Sincerely Notes, but goes by Notes. So, as he's coming through, as everybody's coming through, y'all let me know what's good, how y'all been, and just wait until we get the interview commencing so then I can bring the brother in. So let's get it going. What's going up? Face Fair in the building. What's going on, my brother? Good to see you in here. As I'm doing that, let me try a little something, y'all. I'm also going to post right here in the comments, pin it. All right, perfect. It works out perfectly right there. But yeah, y'all, once again, we're back here with another episode or another interview, more interviews, waiting for the brother Reed Notes to come in so then we can get this interview on and going. But yeah, I'm glad. Good to see everyone up in here. Good to see y'all. Let me go ahead and actually send this to the brother right now to make sure. But yes, just know y'all that when it comes to this series of interviews, things of sorts, just know it's just not only folks who are musicians, but also artists, spoken word artists, poets, visual art, everything. Like, this is what it's for. I'm interviewing. It's everyone here. But yes, with that, y'all, let's go ahead and let's bring in the brother Sincerely Notes, aka Reed Notes, for this interview tonight.
Well, my bad. Hold on, God. Let me set my light right quick.
Yeah, get you some light, man. Gotta see you. Let there be light, man.
I'm black as
Goodness.
hell. Give me one brief second. All right, hold up. Jesus.
5 years later.
All right, hold on. All right.
Because some of us are multi-creative. Yes, exactly, Kundin. This is for really. I'm interviewing is anyone right now. It's been a lot of course, folks who do art, but I mean, might be a little bit surprised today with Reed Notes today. But with that, we have a brother Reed Notes with us for today's more interviews. Man, how you doing, brother?
Hey, I'm doing good, man. Thanks for having me on.
Oh no, of course,
Sorry
man.
about that. Hair is all wild.
Hey, do what you gotta do. I'm glad you're just not in the dark. That's the main thing. That's the main thing. People gonna be looking like, where he at? Like, silhouette. Like, not even the knot to, the skin complexion is just like, yo, people sitting in the dark, like, come on, what? But yeah, but other than that, y'all,
I'm
those who
black
don't
as
know,
hell.
for those who do not know, right now I'm interviewing the brother Reed Notes. If you do not know who Reed Notes is, please go get yourself reacquainted with it. Go follow his page, which is Sincerely Notes. He got a few other plugs of pages he'll probably plop in later with that. But today we're gonna be talking with Reed Notes about his more recent project that he dropped, as well as we're going to get into mental health, and then we have a plethora of other questions that I got for the brothers. So before I do that, do you have any questions or anything, brother, that you want to share and say?
I actually have at first I wasn't going to say anything, but me and FaZe, we already talked about it. I actually have an album. Actually, you already know about it. Actually, it's Ronin in the Garden. I'm actually already working on it. I already have 2 songs.
Oh,
I have
wow.
3 songs already written already. There's gonna be some special appearances. I want FaZe to be on it. Actually, I wanted to know if you want to hop on it as well too.
Hey, yeah, we can definitely talk the details for sure.
But
And that, yeah, but congrats on that. Thank you for sharing that already.
hey,
Appreciate it.
no problem.
But anything else before we get this interview under the way?
Um, nah, nothing right now.
All
Nothing
right,
right now.
perfect. All right, I mean, the first question to you, so then everybody else know too, is tell us about yourself and a bit of your background, so we can know a little bit about who you are.
All right. So again, my name is Notes. It was Notes the Truth. The reason why I changed it, when I first came out with Notes, at first it was Notes, and then at first it was Notes. It was Notes the Truth, but everybody kept calling me Notes, and I was like, it's Notes the Truth. So I went out with Notes. So
Mm,
Notes the Truth is actually my poetry name. So when
mm,
I'm doing songs, if I do a song and poems at the end of it, always end off with sincerely Notes the Truth. So that's my poetry name. Growing up, I'm originally from the Midwest. Been in
mm,
Arizona since '99. My grandma raised me. So it's funny thing about it, like my growing up, my grandma didn't like me listening to rap music. So I grew up around like Olden Reddings, Aretha Franklin, stuff like that. So
mm,
a lot of like hip hop and stuff. When I got into it was more Tupac when we moved out here, the 504 boys, Master P and them, Silk Shocker and stuff.
wow. Okay.
But growing up and stuff like that, yeah, she didn't allow me and my brother to listen to hip hop. You know, what I mean, she's not really a big fan of it. She's very
Okay.
more old school.
Okay.
So when people are like, oh, different MC, this, and that, and it's like I don't really know about them because growing up, my grandma didn't allow us to listen to it. It's not like I don't know about hip hop. No, I love hip hop.
Yeah.
Hip hop is dope. When I did start listening to hip hop, when I started to venture off myself. I was
Mm.
listening to Tupac. I remember the first time I heard was Hail Mary, and I remember one time there was this line. He was all like, "I ain't no killer, but no push me." Yeah, I said the whole line. My grandma slapped the shit out of me
Oh
because
no.
I cussed.
You don't push me.
She was like, "I ever say that shit again, I'll be
Revenge is
so
the sweetest
sorry."
joy next to getting.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes, that was
exactly. Yeah,
yes. I
yeah.
remember she was cutting up potatoes in the living room in the kitchen, and I was like, I think I was like six. I think I was like six, and I quoted the lines, and she slapped fire out of me.
Are sure she
But
didn't?
so,
You sure she didn't slap Earth, Wind, and Fire out you?
bruh, it was a hard ass slap. I'll tell you that. But it's crazy, man, because like before we moved out here, which is crazy. It was all about like family back then. So, like, but like
Mm.
what it is now, it's not about that no more. So
Yes. Yeah.
that's the only sucky part. But when we did move out here, a little bit my background, a little more of it. When we moved out here, my mom, I had my grandma had custody of me first. My
Okay.
mom got custody back from her, and then me and my siblings and stuff like that, we went through some abuse and stuff like that. Us the shit that we went through. So I started having outlets of rock, Linkin Park, Disturbed, shit like that, Slipknot. They kind of still freak me out. The mask really freaks me out,
Yeah.
and it was funny because how when I first started rapping, my uncles they used to battle rap,
Oh.
and like so I started battle rapping at the age of 13. No, at the age of 12. I remember a couple of their
Hmm.
homies was over, they was all drinking, and like I always wanted to be around the older people. So we
Mm.
started playing chess shots and stuff like that. Like so, one day they were sitting downstairs spitting, and then I started spitting, and ever since then it's been history. Then I grew up on listening to Cannabis,
Oh
Tech
snap. Okay.
Nine,
Okay.
um, damn, so much fucking music. So much fucking music. Wu-Tang Clan, that's for
Yeah.
damn sure. Um, fucking Eminem. Eminem got me through a lot. So, oh, and Busta Rhymes, but Busta Rhymes for damn sure. And then growing up, my mom, she was listening to a lot of like Escape, Mary J. Blige,
Okay.
Kelly Price, and stuff like that. So a lot of my songs that I make, it's very like soulful,
Yeah.
but you can also see the rebel, the rebel in me. I also listen to like Benny Siegel, DMX, Twista. Um, yeah, speaking of
You
Twista,
got a
my
few. You got a
uncles,
few. You got a few. You got a few. Choppers that you was listening to. You
yeah,
said Eminem, Tech
Twista.
Nine, and then Twister. Like, okay, but continue.
Hmm And then my uncle, both my uncles, my uncle when he spits, it's kind of like he's aggressive with it. My other uncle, he spits really fast, so I always want to, oh man, like how the fuck do you spit like that?
Yeah.
So I used to, so I'm able to spit that fast, but sometimes I get myself tongue tied. But yeah, that's here and there. But then when I really started taking music seriously, it was a year 2010.
Okay.
I linked up with this crew called what was it Timeless Records,
Hmm.
and I actually did get signed. I got signed at the age of 8, at the age of 19. I got signed.
Okay.
They
Okay.
wanted they wanted me to go on tour. By the time all the shit I was going through mentally, I wasn't prepared and I wasn't ready. And my grandma was still, she's sick now, but she was really sick.
Mm.
I was just I just wasn't ready. So I used to perform with them. I used to do the hooks and stuff like that. We used to go over there and just chill and stuff like that. But they dropped me from the label, and after that, I stopped doing music for a while.
Mm.
And
Mm.
then and then I got back into martial arts. I moved to New York around 2000 and I want to say 2011. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm in 2011. I was there for like 6 months. 6 months.
Hmm.
I was homeless for a while. We got
Wow.
put out. Got put out. My grandma, me and my brother, we got into a really really big fight. So I kicked out. My grandma put me out. My mom paid for me. My grandma paid for me a ticket. I went out there for a while and linked up with some of the people out there, and
Mm.
came back. Um, I was going through. I don't like to talk about it,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
was going through like a really really hard breakup. But that's whatever though.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I started drinking a lot. Started drinking a lot.
Hmm.
Then what when I really started cleaning my act up is when I went to Indiana and I helped my grandma take care of her mom my great grandma before she passed away. And the crazy thing
Mm.
about it, my great grandma had Alzheimer's,
Mm.
and it's funny because like I haven't seen my great grandma in years, but she always remembered me.
Mm.
And I remember when I was down there, I had like a mental breakdown. Like I broke down, like big ass breakdown, and then got up. Couldn't really find a job out there, so I dedicated my whole year just hitting the gym, reading books, writing poetry.
Mm.
In the gym, reading books, writing poetry, like helping people with their yard work. Just yeah, just doing anything I can to stay sane. And I remember one time I was at the gym, and then they called up to the gym and said, "Hey, your great grandma's in the hospital." And my great grandma, I reckon so she didn't want to be put on a feeding tube.
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, family was still in on us. My grandma was going through, and nobody wasn't really helping. It was just literally me and her. We cleared out the whole house by ourselves. Nobody helped at all. So my grandma still has like a lot of like resentment from that.
Mm.
So, but I remember though, what happened was what took it. She had an aneurysm and it bust,
Oh.
and she was in the hospital. They put her in hospice, and she didn't want to be on a feeding tube. That was her last will. That was her last thing, and she pretty much she starved, and she starved until she died.
Mm.
And I
Man.
remember like I was helping them taking her out to the. I was walking her casket down, and I remember, man, like I didn't cry at first. I didn't cry, but when I finally got back home, well, got back to my grandma's house, we were still clearing the house out and stuff. My grandma was she was still processing things. I remember one day, man, we were sitting there. I was listening to, I think it was Marvin's Room.
By
I
Drake?
was, yeah, but
Okay.
it was the Lil Wayne version. I was sitting on a porch, and I remember it was summertime,
Hmm.
and I just froze up, and I just started to cry, just broke down, and I saw the big picture, man. Like I had to change.
Yeah.
I had to change, but realizing that I changed, but what I did, I suppressed a lot of anger,
Mm-hmm.
and I didn't realize that until after I got until 2 years ago,
Mm. Mm.
and I was just you know the episode of Avatar. You know when Prince Zuko when he was trying to hunt on the Avatar, and when
Yeah.
he finally joined up with him, and he had only fuel he had to fuel to fight was his fire was anger. So it was kind of like that. Like it was to the point where I dealt with my anger where I didn't want I wasn't really lashing out anymore. If I got really
Mm-hmm.
angry, I'll work out, read or something. If I get super angry, I'll go to sleep because anger is like very draining.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're definitely right. I would definitely want to say before I
But
can continue to end up going with it, man. Appreciate you being very vulnerable and definitely sharing, your ways to your story and letting us know a
yeah,
lot more about you there in depth. I want to flip it back around because I wanted to pinpoint specifically before we get into mental health. It's gonna be a
go
little bit later. I
ahead.
wanted to get into specifically because you talked about you being on a label and things. So now I really want to know, um, what really what was the I would say the catalyst for you to start creating music.
What does catalyst mean again?
So catalyst basically means so what was your main thing that pushed you? Like it really just like pushed you, inspired you to create music.
To be honest with you, I always wanted to spit really fast, freestyle.
Mm.
And I remember I'll spit about random shit, and it was cold,
Mm.
but it had no substance. It had no depth. It had no life. I was
Mm.
just spitting, and it was funny because I met this Asian dude. His name was John. I think he was a Kuza. I think he was, but he was mad cool as shit though. Mad cool as
And
shit.
for those who don't know what Kuza has ended up doing with again,
Yeah,
like Mafia, all the others other stuff. But
yeah. But he was
MS-13 for some of my folks
yes,
all over the place. Like it's like MS-13. I mean, but I
yeah.
continue.
He was mad cool as shit. One that was spitting, and he was like, "Bro, what are you talking about? What you mean?" He was all like, "You can spit, but you ain't talking about nothing."
Mm.
And at first, it kind of bothered me. I didn't say anything, but I was all like,
Mm.
what am I spitting about? You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
what really am I spitting about? And then after that, I stopped doing music. But back to that question, what really when I like I said, when I signed up to that label, and I'm happy the way things worked out because I'll probably be like one of these other rappers ain't talking about shit.
Mm. Hmm.
And I really had to define my name. You know what I mean? Like, what does Notes the Truth mean to me? And
Yeah.
what it means to me is like, I'm a poet. When I rap about things, I rap about things that I've been through,
Yeah.
things that I've seen, things that I felt,
Mm.
and I do my very best to to spit the truth. It can hurt me. It can whatever. Make me look bad, but whatever. But like I've been through that experience. I've lived that, and I walked it, and can't nobody tell me a damn thing.
Mm.
And when I spit it, you have no choice but to feel it because it's the truth. You can always tell what's bullshit and what's not.
Mm-hmm. Because we know where it's coming from.
You know what I mean? You know,
Mm-hmm.
there needs to be life behind it, and I feel like a lot of these. Me and Faye was talking. He said something about like I forgot what he said. I told him I was like, look. He was saying I don't think he'll be where he wanted to be, and I had to stop him. I was like, look, I know he's watching. I was all like, right now, the only thing I can say when it comes to people who are out now and people who have real talent,
Yeah.
they have fucking confidence, and the people who have the talent don't have confidence. So
Mm.
flooded with so much bullshit, and then when people who have confidence started getting out there,
Yeah.
it's always like fuck mumble rap or fuck this and fuck this and that. And now it's like, oh, you hating,
Mm.
but you're not hating. It's just like it's we got to do something different.
Yeah.
Real recognize real. Of course, they might have a whole bunch of followers all day long, but will their music last last the next month? It's kind of like
Mm.
watching an anime.
Yeah.
You got your main point in the story, and you got those fillers is fucking dope. But
Some.
when it all but some you know what I mean.
But,
But when it all comes down to it, you ain't finna remember the fillers. You gonna remember what's real and what's not.
I feel that, man. Man,
So
dang. Yes. Wow.
so, but what made me write that album, Fall the Poet? Um,
Oh, yeah. Even got into it. We didn't even know where he was going straight into it. Hold on. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Look. All right. Before I do, because I want other people to know too, because I know
Go
you
ahead,
right
go ahead.
there on it. Because specifically, I'll let people know too. There's a specific album or EP that we are going to talk about, but I'm gonna definitely let the brother go down and
Okay.
talk about a little bit more of his catalog. But the thing before I do that, because I want to give this another opportunity for yourself to share it to people too, is what else do you do artistically so that folks know, not just only from the
Oh,
music or the poetry side, let other people know what else do you do artistically.
I do photography. Um, if you guys live in Arizona or anyone want to check out my Poetic Images, that's my photography name. I'm still learning more, but I am self taught. I I draw here and there. I have my own brand. It's
Mm-hmm.
called Black Manga Prints. I'm also a writer. I wouldn't say I'm the best writer. I wouldn't say I'm a novice. I can say I'm intermediate. I'm getting better. I'm in the process of writing my own comic book right now. Am writing one.
Nice.
Um, what else? I'm a gamer. I do martial arts.
Mm.
Right now, I haven't
It
worked
is an
out.
art, y'all. Martial arts. It's an art,
Yeah,
y'all.
yes, yes, I do martial arts. Um, what else? Um, I can sing, but my fiance can sing way better than me. Way better than me. She sings way better than me. We're actually coming out with an album, actually, so look out for that. That'll be coming soon.
More
Um,
music.
what else? I'm a gamer. I actually have my own gaming channel. I gotta edit these videos tomorrow.
There it is.
What
Y'all,
else?
while he's still doing that, I will link his other pages too later on after the show is over, so then y'all can go back and check in the description and you can get his other pages as well to go and check out. But yeah, with that, because I already know. All right, so
Oh, and
going,
I can cook my
what
ass
else?
off.
Oh,
I
we
can
got to
cook.
cook here too.
I can cook my ass off.
Again, multifaceted, y'all. It don't have to be one thing. It's multifaceted. But I mean, I
Yeah.
know today we focusing on the music, but just wanted to get at to y'all that yes, we when it comes to being an artist and a creator, it is on a multitude of different places. So with that, putting that all together with all those different areas of art that you can do, um, what was your first ever goal that you set that you were extremely proud of?
Are we speaking of music wise, or are we speaking of?
Your first goal. I don't know what your first goal that made you extremely proud was. It don't even have to be in that realm. That's why I jumped from all the artistic realms and places where you were. I just want you to give me a goal that you said that you were extremely proud that you had accomplished.
My first goal when I was beginning working out, I when I was 630 pounds, I lost
Mm,
a shitload of, I don't know how much. I lost it way too fast, but it was healthy, but it was way too fast. I lost that within a year and a half. I got down to my late threes, and then when I was in college, I got down to my late twos,
mm,
and I picked it all back up all through the years. So right now I'm back dropping. That was my proudest moment right there. I was small, man. I was wearing 2X shirts. I was like, oh shit! It was yeah. It was dope. It
mm.
was dope.
And that's
That's one.
beautiful.
That's one of my proudest moments. But I can say my biggest, two more biggest proud moment when I got my first vehicle,
Mm,
and out of all my mom's kids, I'm the only one that graduated high school
mm,
and went to college twice. I would have finished the other college, but um, they thought my grandma had cancer, and there was a lot of stuff was going on, and
yeah.
I needed a break. And when I try to come back, they wanted me to pay 8,000, and I didn't have $8,000.
Wow.
So,
Wow. They did that, and that was on top of you getting like your financial aid packet and everything. They still wanted you to come 8,000 out the pocket.
bro, yeah,
FAFSA is cheating. But we already know how bad FAFSA and things and stuff of that nature. If
but it
y'all
was,
college,
but
but
I couldn't blame fast. It's what I didn't.
mm-hmm.
A lot of people, a lot of families don't teach you about college and stuff like that. And that's why I try to tell people who young, even my cousins, if you're gonna go to college, okay, look, like knock out your basics, get you a basic business degree or a basic writing degree, knock out your basics.
Mm,
Because when you get into college, your major is always going to change. When I first went to college,
yeah.
I wanted to draw. I'm not the best drawer. I got suckered in and doing my second passion was cooking. To be honest with you, I can cook, but do I want to serve other people? No, I
Mm,
really don't. I think the whole fucking cooking game is just fucking overrated.
mm,
It's just no, it's fucking overrated. This the way they want certain. No, I'm growing up. We cook safe, and cooking's supposed to be fun.
yeah.
It's not supposed to be where you stressed out and this. No, it's no. It's just it's too damn much.
Yeah.
So I switched my degree to media arts and animation. I did a year in that, and my GPA dropped down to a 0.8.
Mm,
When I say I was doing extra credit, I was working 2 jobs. I was working at Walmart, and I was running at the food bank and doing homework for a year and a half straight, bro. I was tired. I was exhausted.
bro, I bet, brother, man. Shout outs. I will say this. Shout outs to you, even though being able to manage and balance all of that may not say some parts was lacking in other parts.
Oh yeah,
You were improving in on. But shout outs to all my folks who did that during college. I will say I was on that same boat with you, brother. Literally, I was over here doing multiple jobs, working with kids all over the place, going to school, then working at a church. Then
yeah.
I'm with you.
It was difficult, man. You had to be at class at a certain time, and like what schools like that, it's a 6 week. Each semester is 6 weeks.
Mm,
You got like 5 classes,
yeah,
so you got homework from each class, and you got to work,
yeah.
and it's just No.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah. I,
It was tiring. It was tiring. But I remember when Art Institute of Phoenix they got closed down. I went back when to go see my old teachers, and it was like,
mhm.
"Hey, man, you still around? How you been doing?" So I'm doing pretty good, and yeah, they missed me. We thought something happened. I was like, well, I didn't have $8,000, and I wasn't about to pay. Even I was trying my hardest to get back into school.
Yeah.
All I wanted to do was go back into school, which I am gonna be going back to school after me and my fiance get married next year.
Mm. Okay. All right. And yeah, and then congrats to that as well too.
I
You
appreciate
know,
it.
some other milestones within life. But
Yeah.
yeah, with that, man, appreciate you sharing that. I mean, I'm glad to, hear about, the successes as well as, I mean, those failures, because at the same time, that's still, building you and um, letting you grow as an individual to figure out, all your different paths and where you'll go back and try, or where other places you're like, yeah, this is where I'm good. I'm set
Oh,
here. I'm going to try something new, but go ahead.
and I'm proud of a lot of things I did. My business.
Mm.
So before Black Manga Prince, it was Poetic Ink Club. But that
Hmm.
company, it failed. But I learned so much from it.
Mm.
Just just to have my own. Say I have like it's not up there where I want to be at where I want to be at. But I have my own brand, and it's fucking. When you get that first sale, you go into different events, and you seeing people wearing your shit.
Yeah.
That's beautiful, man.
Yes.
That's beautiful right there.
It
And
is.
for people to support is that's beautiful.
Yes. Is I mean, it's like you said, it's a beautiful feeling while at the same time, and it's a visual representation of the support that people are putting into you and pouring into you, while at the same time you being able to reap and be like, yeah, that's something that I created at the same token. So nah, man. Again, congrats to you on that. I mean, soon,
Hey,
soon, soon when I
appreciate
get
it.
when I get some funds together, now I'm definitely gonna send some. I'm gonna send some
Hey,
cash away so I
appreciate,
cop a shirt, because I
I,
saw a couple of the shirts. I'm like, yo, I gotta get me. I'm gonna have to get me
I,
one or two. So
I appreciate it. I
so I'm
appreciate it.
definitely so I'm definitely gonna get back at you with that.
I appreciate
So
it.
now getting into the part of, like, I'm glad we got to go to a spectrum of many different things, artistically, as well as the failures and successes, which shout out, yes, to Face Fair. Again, failures are just victories in the making.
Yes.
Facts. I am with that, because you learn.
Yes.
Now, next question. I'm very curious, because maybe some folks are, but I know I'm very curious, because when I
No,
first
yeah.
saw your name, when I
Yeah.
first saw your name, the one that you use for your artist name, I was very intrigued by the re with the dots and then
Mhm.
put the notes. The only other time I've seen the re is when it's somewhere in an email and it has the RE with those dots. So my question to you, brother, is what's, because you told a bit of the background of your name and where you had, where it all originated from and started, but now your more recent, again, I kept playing with the word recent, name. What's the significance of it, and tell us, what does it represent?
Okay. Read notes. I got this from one of my other favorite animes, Tokyo Ghoul. When Tokyo Ghoul season one, season two came out, and then the manga, when it came out on Chibi, it was Re. So it was Re Tokyo Ghoul. But I looked up the definition of it. It means like reinvent. So
Mm,
as notes of truth, I was so scattered everywhere. Like I really wanted to hone down what I want to talk about. Yes,
mm,
I make goofy songs here and there and stuff like that, but it's still me. But I was like, nah, like I need to narrow this down. So I was all like, let me do read notes. That's the reason why. It's just I just reinvented myself. Pretty much, I didn't reinvent myself. I just went back to my own self.
mm. So you went and found your root. You
There we
found
go.
your ground. I like it. I like it. See, and look at y'all. Words are so powerful, meanings are so powerful, and when you look into the roots of it, then that's where you really get back to, again, the grounding of where that all really started. Because you know where you know what you. At the end of the day, I'll say it like this: for those who have read, spoiler, The Alchemist. You read The Alchemist, that book. Basically, it just sums up what you just spoke about right now. There's a character that goes on a journey trying to look for, this particular prize or find a way to get these riches and stones. I may be wrong, y'all can quote me on this, but
I haven't
basically,
read it yet.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Spoiler if you don't, but the whole main thing is that person ended up coming back to end up finding out that the treasure and stuff that they was looking for was right where they began and where it was started, and his back was back at home. So for me, hearing you say that, it just makes you remind yourself that it's not only looking at the beginning and the end, but also the journey, but understanding that when you reinvent yourself and figure things out, it's always great to go back and reassess and figure out where you came from. That's why when people say they made it or they got out of the hood or wherever the place they were, and some people start acting different, people's just the lack of the forgetting where they came from. And I think that's very dope. I think especially for those we who have not learned the history is very vital, because your past is definitely predictive of what your present and your future is going to end up being if you take note of it. See what I did there? Take some notes. But um, thank you for sharing that. Hey
Ain't
man,
no
sometimes I gotta get witty a little bit, just a little bit, throw a little spice in there, just a little bit. But
no problem.
so next thing I got for you, which you're gonna talk about your more recent project. For those who do not know, the last recent project that Renos dropped is called "The Lost Scriptures of the Poet," and I'm playing it right now on Spotify. Get some
I
run
heard.
these. We got to. I
I
gotta put
hear
it in
it.
the background. I gotta put it in the background.
I
Um,
hear it.
for you. And go run that up, y'all, on Spotify and stuff. Go follow, please. Go run that up. Go look at it everywhere. There's more other projects, but this is the more recent one that we're gonna speak on. And he'll speak on more. But
Yes.
question to you is, um, explain the meaning of the title for the Lost Scriptures of the Poet.
So I came out Fall the Poet, and then my
Mm-hmm.
second album was The Trials and Tribulations of the Poet and the Lost Scriptures. So Lost Scriptures, there was still pain that I had left,
Mm. Mm.
and they wasn't all gonna fit on this album on the first or the second album. The first album, I was literally just in pain with
Mm.
family, with man. Yeah, it was a dark place. It was a
Yeah.
dark place. I got back into drinking. I got back into smoking. I wasn't really eating. It was a very dark place.
Mm.
Me and my mom's, even right now, we ain't talking, and I'm cool with it. My biggest enemy I had to face around that time was my mom, standing up to my mom,
Mm. Mm.
and that was big. And ever since now, it is what it is, man. Like, it is what it is. Like, I know who has my back now.
Yeah.
I know what the real value of family is. I know what the real value of love is. You know, and I'm just standing up for myself. I don't really take shit from nobody. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Beautiful. So, and yes, I might have a question later on for all of those together, but yeah, I mean, it's you're very intentional with your titles, especially the way that at least you're explaining it and letting us all know, because then that literally makes a lot of sense. I see that those whole three set up as a trilogy, which, like I said, I will get into it later, and you can put more to it. But I got to tell you, because I asked all the folks who's been on here or more interviews too, when it comes to their projects, what's your favorite track? Or if you had to, what is your favorite track? Because I know there's on this particular EP there's only four, but on there, just let me know which ones are your favorite track, whether lyrics wise or sonically favorite track.
Warm feeling.
Mm. Mm. Tell me
Warm feeling.
why.
Warm feeling is my favorite track because I was speaking of my mother.
Mm.
You know, the reason why probably why the way I am because I missed out on some of those moments. And I remember like sometimes feel like I'm alive. You know what I mean? I'll put it this way: growing up, I used to hurt myself a lot.
Mm.
I almost committed suicide.
Mm.
I've got scars and arms to prove it. So I look at these scars every day as a reminder. Sometimes I used to put my hand over like a fire pit, or like I'll grab onto something hot, so I can just feel something. I
Mm.
was very numb.
Mm.
So
Mm.
yeah.
Thank you for sharing that, brother. Wow, warm feeling, and the way you come in on that too, just repeating it. And honestly, when I did hear that, I'm gonna tell you, like, I have my two favorites on here. Um, But definitely when I heard Warm Feeling, it's a great intro to come in and bring people in because I feel like it was very welcoming because it's like I started to feel that warm feeling as you was bringing in. I'm not, look at y'all, I'm not over here just trying to say stuff just to say stuff. I'm giving you, those were my initial first feelings when I listened to the track. That's what I was getting because of that repeat of coming in, is bringing you into the scriptures and listening to what you have to end up saying. But for me, I will say on this, I mean, honestly, I like all of the projects. I liked all of them. I liked all of the tracks. But if I had to pick specifically, I would end up picking Subconsciously Speaking. Me, lyrics wise, I love Subconsciously Speaking because you did a little stuff in there that I
I
actually
do.
like. And then sonically, I like Lost because of or the Code. Sorry, the Code. I like the Code
Oh, the
because
cold.
the
Yeah,
Code.
I before I met my fiance, my fiance,
Yes.
before me and her met, I was having bad luck dating. I was just getting played left and right, and I was just still
Mm,
going through stuff. So I was like, "Yo, fuck this! I'm done dating. Like, fuck this. Like, it is what it is." Like,
mm,
I started to hate. I'm not dating. I started like to hate women. You know what I mean? Not like in a violent way. Just
yeah.
I, I started to hate again. So I was gonna use that anger like I did before.
Yes.
Not like that. I was gonna use that like I used before to achieve my goals. I
Hmm.
was gonna use all of that just to. I was falling into a dark place again.
Yeah.
And even when I wrote that, I felt cold just writing it. Not even gonna lie to you. I remember being at work, being at home, because it that took me like 3 days to write.
Hmm.
The other songs it took me like a day. I write pretty fast, but when I was writing that, it took me 3 days. And
Wow.
even as writing that, I felt cold.
Mm, wow.
That's the reason why I call it the cold. Even when I still hear it to this day, I feel like a cold feeling.
Yeah.
So
Wow. Wow. But yeah, I like the instrumentation and the beat switches on there for sure on the code. And specific on Subconsciously Speaking, bruh, I am a lover not only of course acronyms, but I also love me some good palindromes. So I saw what you was doing in there with the Red Rum Murder, doing that back and forth, and what you're doing to the beat. And honestly, just the concept of Subconsciously Speaking, it was very dope. So like that's what caught me. But go ahead.
yeah, when I wrote subconsciously speaking, to be honest with you, when I wrote that, and I wasn't really even trying to like to be deep. It was literally like it was more like a talk with myself.
Mm,
Because I remember as I was writing that song, I was going to the restroom, but I was just staring in the mirror back and forth. And yeah, so it was more like I was talking to myself, answering my own questions, and just talking out loud at the same time. So
mm,
that's the reason why I named it subconsciously speaking. Because even when even like when you say things or do things, And if you hide it subconsciously, you already took that in already.
Mm, mm, yes. Wow. That's dope. That's dope. And having those moments and remember when you was doing that, because honestly, that's what it felt like. The song, it felt like that's what you was having a conversation to yourself, man. Like it's
It,
again, like I'm y'all be like, oh yeah, you just trying to no, like you go and listen to it, like you go and tell me when you listen to this stuff, like you have to appreciate art when you hear it and when it is given. So I'm definitely letting like for sure, like the way you put that one specifically together, brother, like it hit me. I'm just like, yo, like dang, I rewind that a few times, just because like I had to. I mean, I had to. I mean, like I said, you put some of the spice in there that I liked, as well as just the whole concept of just the subconsciously speaking. But then you say you're speaking to yourself, and that's what it feel like. It's like a conversation there, and you're just like letting us be there to kind of just view and just see what's going on in your mind as you're thinking that. So
yeah.
much dope to that. Next thing, with all of that together, we wrap up and put the whole package together for the lost scriptures of the poet. Um, what's the overall message or meaning you want people to get from just that specific EP, if there is one?
There's not really a message like to say. I'll just say for me, when I wrote those two previous albums, I was focused on something. I was focused on something, and it was more about my pain. That's what I was going through. But this right here, some
Mm,
of these songs, they wouldn't fit on there. They just, and I tried too. I tried my best.
yeah,
Even one of this song before I dropped it, I took it off. I was like, it's not going to fit.
yeah,
I like how like songs. I study like song selections. Like, okay, this should go here. This will come after here.
yeah,
Kind of like an alternate playlist. Like, okay, this will go here. This will go here. This will go here. So
yeah.
those four songs just wouldn't fit. So I was like, you know
Mm,
what? Oh, and at the time I was writing that too. I had my dog. I miss my dog. But
mm,
so when my artist, look him up. His name is Art Art One. He's on my Instagram. He drew that and
mm,
put that in mind because like I didn't know my fiance at the time. It was just me. It was just me and my dog. We used to be kicking back. He watched me play video games and stuff like that.
yeah.
You know, and we'll just be sitting there chilling out. And like when he drew me, like having the headphones on, sitting by the fire and stuff like that, and you see on the look more into the album cover, you see my dog, which was Bear, sitting right there. He was always with me, just sitting right there as I'm writing or watching anime. He was always
Mm,
right next to me.
mm. Dang, that is wow. It's mad dope. Thank you again for again sharing a lot of this, man. I do
No problem.
appreciate that. Um, so before I still got some more definitely for you. Now I want to switch it over into some fun questions. While at the same time, I'm gonna give you your one of the fun questions, and then I have something real quick that I gotta get right here through the door and stuff. So I'm gonna let you think on it while I go ahead and check in with what's
Okay.
going on near at this door right now.
Okay.
But um, so the first fun question for those who probably already know, I gotta go and I gotta hit y'all with a would you rather. So this is not only a would you rather question specifically for you, brother. Anybody else in the comments now or later on, please answer along with it if you want. So my would you rather question for you, brother, is would you rather have universal respect? So that means everybody loves you, all over the place. Everybody loves you, but you're stuck up. So that basically means like you just completely don't really care about anybody. You just arrogant. You do whatever you want. Or would you rather have unlimited power, but you can't help anyone? Now, I want you to think about that real quick while I go ahead and let me go see what is going on at this door.
Okay. No, that's can't help no one. That's that's crazy. Hey, babe. Limited power, but you can't help no one. No, it has to be universal love. It has to be. Because hmm. I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Universal. Hmm.
I'm back with you, brother. There might be a little weird change of sorts because looks like
Oh,
somewhat of the half of the house's power is out, so it's about to be like a little quick. Some of the lights about to turn off and then turn back on. So don't trip on me. I'm gonna go in the
oh,
dark real quick, but then I'll be right back. But you got your question? You got it?
yeah. I'd rather have universal love.
But why? Why would you only want to have? Why would you want to have the universal love, but you
Because
be
I like
stuck
help.
up?
Because wait, universal love and be stuck up?
But you will be stuck up. That's the thing. It's like you get
Oh
all the
hell
love, but then it's just you stuck up the whole time about it.
nah. Give me the power.
Mm.
I gotta nah. Because I literally do not like stuck up people. I really don't. In high
mm.
school, I used to scrap people who were stuck up
Mm.
or just cocky. I hate it. It bothers me. It really does bother me.
I feel that, brother. Yeah, y'all we got a special little episode going on with this light stuff situation going on, but hey, we handling it. But dang, that's interesting. Yeah, it would be. And look, at when it comes to like asking and doing these particular questions too, yeah, you got some little loopholes in here. Whatever you can think up and conjure if you want to do and figure some other ways and stuff around it. I don't be like, oh yeah, it's the end all be all. I just put it out there, but I can respect the fact that you would end up going for the
Yeah,
power.
I think with the power though, I
Yeah,
wouldn't. So okay, wait. I can't help nobody with the power, right?
you cannot help nobody with the power, but I didn't say specifically what that could look like.
That all right, cool. Then yeah, the power then. The
All
power. I help people without using the power.
right, I feel that. Um, second, the second question, and it's gonna be quick. So make sure you hear me, because it's actually a quick little time on you, real quick. I give
Okay.
you is you know what? I'll give you it's 7 seconds. You got 7 seconds. All right.
Okay.
In 7 seconds, you got to name me 4 different states. Go.
Mississippi, California, Arizona, Indiana, New York.
Easy. Okay. I'm just checking. See, real quick with the real quickness. That's it. It's like, okay, what's all of that? Yeah, I just again being goofy, but yeah, that was quick. I'm glad because honestly, I was trying to think. I was like, oh, like what would I end up doing? I end up doing all the ones that's right there, right up on the West Coast, and then New York probably would end up being that one too. I would have been like, oh yeah, California, this, and this. Okay, the power looks like it's back, y'all. So let's see. Look, you see the lights coming back on right now. Y'all, this is a special episode for y'all. All right, let me turn this down a little bit. Boom. Um, but dope. All right, that was easy for you. So, ain't light work. All right, then my last fun question that I got for you, brother, and then we'll move on and have the last few questions. At the same time, again, y'all are more than welcome to answer these along too in the comments, as well as if y'all have any questions for the brother read notes, please throw them in there as well. Okay. All right. The last one I got for you, and I think this is a really good one. I've had someone actually ask me this before too. Um, last one is a message you would tell your past self.
Put the fork down.
Mm.
Put I'm serious. Like put the fork down. Think before you react.
Mm.
Meditate, analyze the situation.
Hmm.
Don't be scared. You know,
Hmm.
take a leap of faith. Trust. You get hit. You get hit. Whatever happens, happens. As long as you get up, as long as you can get up and walk away.
Beautiful. Wow. Yeah, I'm with that, brother. I'm with that.
And the
All
reason
right.
why they put the forward down, because even still to this day, I still do eat my emotions.
The best part is that you're aware of that, and you're aware of those situations, and you take your steps, one day at a time as you can, because again, we juggling multiple different things going on, within life. So you gotta just honestly know when to hold them, know when to fold them, and know when to continue to press forward at the same time. So, dang, brother, thank you for that. But yeah, start off with random, get you with a little other just off the quick to get you thinking, and the last one to really round it out with folks and put that in there. So, got three more questions for you, and then we out for today's interview. Again, I appreciate your time always, and I
No
appreciate you.
problem.
We reaching out and getting this set up because I want folks to definitely get to see the art of things that you end up doing and have to share and give to the world, because it is definitely needed, as well as it is highly appreciated and it's valued. So, next question. Like I said, we're gonna come back to it. So for those folks that don't know, again, the brother has multiple other different projects that are out, but there's a few that have very similar, at least endings of a title. So I'm gonna let him get into a little bit of like putting that all together for us in one nice bow in the present. So my question for you is, and it's a whole setup here, is so your project, it involves like there's few pre EPs that you have in projects that involve events of a poet in some way, shape, or form. Um, what made you come up with the concept for these projects, and how would you describe your style and poetry?
Okay, so there's three main projects that I actually wrote for a project. The rest of the songs used to be singles, and
Hmm.
they've been dropped. I just compiled them in a specific category, and I threw them in like perspective, and awaken.
Hmm.
Awaken pretty much is talking about the things I've overcame, the darkness that was at, and how I used that to just overcome things. Like, like kind of like when you're boxing. Oh, you get a quick jab. Okay, like I'm awake now.
Okay.
Like let's go. Perspective is where I've been in my moments where I'm just like I'm thinking like really deep, or I'm on my positive shit.
Yeah.
Follow the poet.
Hmm.
Something so that was, like I said, a lot of those three albums is from my family. It's from my family, past stuff that I've been through. Follow the poet was more. It's kind of like my wings were clipped. You know what I mean? Kind of like,
Mm.
I was just, I've fallen. Some things I've done to myself, some things that I allowed, and some things that has happened that just fucked me up.
Yeah.
Um, so I wrote about that. Trials and Tribulation of the Poet is kind of still the same. It is the fall of the poet,
Yeah.
but now I'm speaking about my trials and tribulation. Pretty much like I've been through this. Cool, I'm gonna speak about this. Even though I'm speaking about this, I'm still going through it.
Yeah.
I'm just now like accepting it now.
Yeah.
Accepting it and just like realizing, okay, listen, I gotta embrace it. I gotta embrace what happened. and I have to deal with it.
Mm.
And it's almost kind of like I'm coming back. You know what I mean? Like, you know, when I wrote that song, Second Coming,
Mm.
I mean, it's just me coming back. And those poems that I wrote in there, they were like, and they were kind of like a break between each song.
Gotcha.
And the scriptures, the lost scriptures of the poet, those songs, they didn't make it on. They needed to be in their own category.
Mm.
Because even when I was writing that, I mean, it may seem kind of a little dark and stuff like that as well. But there was still some questions. There's a little bit of pain that I had to get out.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to write new stuff and it wouldn't come out.
Mm.
So as I was writing, it always go back to pain. And I'm just like, I need to get this out. I actually need to sit down. I need to get this out.
It's form of that therapy and that, just that cathartic, process of just writing down not only the wrongs, the rights, the experiences, the pain, the anger, getting that all out. Because going into our next question, with all of that there, um, it's very important, y'all, if to everybody out there too, whether you're struggling, you're maintaining, you're still trying to figure out and find a way, nowadays, and even before then. I tell you now that just know that y'all are powerful, y'all are loved, and know that you do have a purpose here in this life, and we want you to find and look for that. But
You want to hear something funny?
go ahead.
Actually, in counseling, I wrote all three of those albums.
Mm,
But the funny thing about it, I let my counselor hear the first album,
yes.
and she said it gave her chills. I was like, why? And she's like, it's very good. And she was like, how do you feel about it? And literally, I felt embarrassed.
Mm,
And she was like, why? I was like, I felt too vulnerable. That answer, she wasn't expecting that. But
mm.
I really did feel embarrassed.
Because then again, that was something that was inside of you that was very deep and dear. Those experiences, things that you were going through, fighting through, the traumas and the pains and things, and to air that out to a person. I mean, that's they're clinically trained to do that, but still to another person's,
Yeah.
you're just still like, yo, like, dang, they're actually seeing some of the worst things that's actually happened. I went through in my life, yo, yeah, this is mad embarrassing. Um, but it's real. And that's the main, and I think that's really the main thing too. With this, with the next question is just kind of being real with, you know, the mental health and being real with yourself as you are growing and getting to know yourself and getting over those trials and tribulations or getting over those hurdles that's needed for that growth. So my question to you is, what are your thoughts on mental health and growth when it comes to your life, your passions, etc.?
Mental health is a serious thing. I really wish people needed to really realize that. You know, even the strongest person still goes through shit because one day, I'm telling you, somebody can just say something, they got you the wrong way or something. You can either snap violently or you can just snap and just take your own life. I
Mm.
seen like we wasn't really friends, but in high school, I was knocking on one of my buddy's door. His mom found her own son hanging inside the closet.
Mm.
You know,
Mm.
I've had one guy I knew in college, in high school. His name was Dominic. He wanted me to lose the weight so bad because he was like one of his friends. He used to eat his emotions away. He came over his friend's house one day, and his friend literally took like a box cutter and tried to cut the fat out of his own skin, out of his own body, but
Mm.
out in the scene. I also think as well too, you know, when you start dealing with, a lot of my stuff came from my family. Yeah, I love my family. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of dark stuff came from there. I got picked on a lot here and there, but a lot of my abuse, physical, mental, and stuff. It came from my family.
Mm.
You know,
Unfortunately, y'all, hurt people. But continue.
yeah. You know, and I also feel like if you don't deal with that,
Yeah,
you're gonna pass that down to your kids, man. You know, because I realized something. I've always wanted to have like a lot of friends, but then I started realizing though the people I was mistreating,
yeah.
they were showing me real love.
Mm,
Love, I wasn't used to real love. I was used to love that was very abusive.
mm, mm,
And
mm.
like when you start realizing that, it's just it changed. Like my mom, I love my mom, I do, but
Yeah,
I
yeah,
pray for her. You know, what I mean, I really do. There was a situation now that just happened, and she's still stuck with it, and just like it's just sad. I just know when I have kids,
yeah,
my fiance have kids, they're not going to go through what I went through. You know, you know, there's gonna be love and stuff like that.
yeah,
It's not gonna be no this. I don't think siblings should try to like fight each other or try to like halfway kill each other and stuff like that.
yeah.
I mean, I said my mental health issue is very serious. You know,
Yes,
you
y'all.
you can stop a lot of things, and also another thing too. You don't always have to put your kids on medicine.
Yeah.
Sometimes putting your kids on pills will fuck them up even worse.
Mm,
Just talking to them, listening to them, you can save them.
yeah.
And I feel like a lot of these parents now don't understand that we in a whole generation.
Yeah. I will say on that note right there, again, on that note, handling y'all. Um, it's very telling of how we've normalized dysfunction and made that the new normal, and knowing that everybody is having a problem and they can deal with this problem. Oh, you came up from here, man. I came up from here. Should I had it rougher than you? Like it's an award or a trophy to hold on to, not knowing how that is going to have, not only it has already had an impact on you, might have created all of these traumas, might have created more issues that's going to later on down happen down the line. But what it's done is it also created a cycle of whatever that issue may end up being. And for that cycle continue generations and generations on, it does nothing but to continue to create more chaos and more misery. And if you as an individual do not get that help or have those supporting factors and people and places in your life to be able to address those things, you will definitely pass that on. And it's okay to address all of those. It's okay to feel the things that you do feel, because it's important that we do get this stuff out. We need outlets. We need places to be able to share our stories, to share these experiences and get them out, to know that you are not the only one that's also going through this, but there are other ways. There's better ways. You are worthy. You are worth it. All of these things. And to be able to break that cycle so that we don't continue that. We've learned what shouldn't be. Now go out and search for what can be. And if you're not sure what can be, it starts with you doing it yourself. Um, but on top of that, brother, what do you feel about from all of that with the mental health being important, which y'all use the hashtag self-care for your health care. Okay, it's self-care for your health care. Make sure you take care of yourself, honestly. And that's honestly the one of the best health cares you can have is taking care of yourself, whatever is needed. What's your thought on growth besides with all of the mental health raveling there? What is your thoughts on growth?
Um, I think I think a lot of people look at growth differently. It's because you didn't know. Okay, there's
Mm-hmm.
this book that I read. It's by Nikita, and it's called Heart on Break. And
Mm.
he talked about the dysfunction. He's a black guy.
Yeah.
Talked about the dysfunctional between toxic masculinity and stuff like that. He even talked about how a lot of like homes now, a lot of guys are very that feminine and stuff like that. This and that. He breaks it all down.
Yes.
But he also talks about how a lot of these kids now, they have their own definition of being a man.
Yeah.
And when you think about it, this is what he said. He was a lot of these people. They thinking like to these young boys like being a man is about their around there getting money, sleeping with the next chick, or doing this and that.
Yeah.
He said, but if that cycle keeps continuing, once they get older, that's all they're gonna know. They don't know
Yeah.
how to fend for themselves,
Mm.
wash their clothes, how to have a civil conversation. When they see a female, or they look at them as a sexual object.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What what can they get?
Yeah.
And then all comes down once they certain people start saying no, whatever, then they might either call them out their name or whatever because they're not used to that no or or those different type of rejections. You know,
Yeah.
to where they should have been taught that. So I think growth. No, I feel growth. It's not about getting older. It's
Mm.
not
Mm.
because anybody can step in manhood mentality anytime.
Mm.
As long as you accept your flaws and deal with them. Like you said, self-care, health-care. If you don't be honest with yourself and keep lying to yourself, you ain't gonna grow.
Mm.
I also think there's different levels. There's different levels to adulthood.
Yeah.
Before I used to be afraid of getting old. My girl called me old all the time. Makes me mad, but it's whatever. It's her way to tease me. At the same time, like I appreciate me getting older, you
Yeah.
know, because back then I don't know if I would even if I even make it this far.
Mm.
And I just have no gang violence and me out there just being dumb.
Yeah.
Just because of I've always I guess even through all the bullshit I've always been wise. I've always asked questions.
Yeah.
You know, my grandma raised us and stuff like that. I guess out of all her she raised, I'm the one that actually listened.
Mm.
You know, I
Mm.
pay both my uncles now are still just that's a different story though. You know, thank
So.
God I don't have a bunch of kids. Thank God I don't have no kids at all.
Yep. Yep. That's very true.
I'm not perfect though either. I've made mistakes. I made plenty of mistakes.
Yeah.
But from where I was years ago to what I am now, proud of myself. You know what I mean? I mean things should get better and things are will get better. You know, I do. I want this weight off me on my back to stop hurting. You know,
Nice.
I that stuff right now, but you know, I'm gonna get there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get there.
And we're
So
glad. We're glad that you definitely are here and you are sharing that and you know your next moves and I'm gonna be sending you love and we gonna be supporting.
appreciate
I
it.
got you, man. We know. Especially I know you want to start doing more lives too. Just keep me posted on the time specifically. And brother, you just check your DM. You got my number. Or if not, I'm gonna send it to you. And just hold on to that, man. Lock that thing in, all right?
But
Yeah. And but lastly for you, brother, and we gotta go. Um, and I asked this. This is my ending question for all the interviews now. It's the staple. Quality or quantity?
I'd rather have quality.
And why?
You can have a bunch of you can have a bunch of anything, but that's not gonna bring you nothing. Like I'm not saying it because my girl's in right here. I'm saying it because it's true. Like a lot of people, I have more fun now just chilling with her, talking to her, joking around
Mm,
than being out there in the streets. You know,
yeah.
I, I mean, when we have date nights, it's fucking awesome. We have fun, but I love I love quality. I love spending that time with her. and not relationship wise, it's friend wise as well too. You know, 'cause she's more than my fiance. She's my best friend as well.
Yeah.
You
Mm.
know, so you know that's just. And again, I'm not just saying because she's here. No, I'm like I'm
Yeah.
being truthful. You know what I mean? Like quality. Sorry, quality.
Are you good? They'll be sounding the same sometimes, so you good. Like I,
They
I feel
do,
you.
and and I can. I used to, and I'm just now learning that more as well because when I was going through stuff, I used to spend money like to try to fill a hole.
Mm,
It didn't get me nowhere.
mm,
It left me broke. It left me hella broke. I'll tell you that. Half of the shit now, I have nothing to show for.
mm.
With you know what I mean? So quality, man,
Yeah,
quality is what I like.
beautiful. Again, you to everybody too. You know, you take these questions and take those, points with you wherever you want to. Again, this is all up for you to figure this stuff out. Because again, this is more interviews. This is memoirs of our real experiences. So it's however you want to write and put your story. I'm we here asking and providing the questions, but you're the one that's writing and continuing your own legacy. But before we end up going, um, is there any last plugs or anything and stuff that you want to share with us, brothers, before we close out the interview?
Yes, I will be updated on my story. I have my gaming channel back.
Okay.
Um, I can say the name, but the way YouTube is set up, you have to post a video up there first before it even shows, which is fucking stupid. But yeah, you have to post. I haven't posted a video. I've been working. And I've been fucking extremely tired too lately. I've been
Hmm.
tired.
Hmm.
Because I'm back doing overnights and it's just fucking exhausting. So I haven't edited this video yet, but I have a Destiny gameplay coming out. Coming out. I might have it done tomorrow if I have time,
Yeah.
or be this week. My Twitch channel is back up. I'm gonna be streaming some games soon,
Okay.
so I'm definitely gonna be linking that up. The album is coming,
Okay.
but I am gonna take my time on it.
Mm-hmm.
Fake Fear will be featured on it. Akumate will be featured on it.
Hmm.
Um, I hope A.D.V.I.S.S. I hope you can bless it as well. Um, Once my back and stuff is healed, I will be posting more workouts. I'll be posting a lot of stuff
Gotcha.
on my music channel, and my music channel is more than a music channel. I'm going to be posting my comic book collection. I'm going to be posting my music. I'm going to be posting blogging, my photography. I look at the artist typical of that, not just about music. It's
Yeah.
about everything. It's about everything that's artistically that I love, and I'm
Beautiful.
putting that all into one.
Beautiful. Mm. So y'all have heard from the brother. Also, again, on Instagram as well as I'm gonna put them there on YouTube too for later on to figure out because this will go up on YouTube so y'all can see it and watch the playback either Instagram, YouTube. Pick your likings, okay? Whatever you want.
Oh, one more thing. And if anybody sees when they go to Black Manga Prints on Instagram, my website will be up soon. It's not up yet, but I do have stuff on stock. If you guys do want merch, please DM me, send me your address. I have deals that is going on. That's gonna be staying permanently, and I will be sending out. Hopefully, no, not hopefully. When I have it, when I do it, I will be opening up my own store in Phoenix. I'm already looking for properties and stuff right now. So look out for that. Look out for that.
Beautiful. So I will link those two. So y'all see those. We'll be in there at the end of the show. But again, thank you, Brother Renotes, for
No,
coming on here and
thank
sharing
you.
your experiences and, projects. mental health,
Yeah.
all of that, all these words with us. I'm very grateful for the time that we've gotten to, and thank you for it too. With me, lights going out, I'm in the dark. I was talking about you early in the beginning about not being in the dark, and then I ended up in the dark, yo. That's how the universe, universe be playing around, coming around on you. But
I came out like the Dark Knight. Oh, fire rises.
all right, and I had
Oh,
on a creepy light too, kind of like I missed out on Halloween. I came out on y'all with the creepy light. So, hey, if anybody got scared too at the same time, my bad, my bad. It was a jump scare. Y'all wasn't ready. But besides all the goofiness and all the jokes, again, appreciate you, brother. Much love to you. We're
appreciate
gonna
that.
definitely talk. And that has been another more interviews, aka memoirs of our real experiences for tonight, for today. Again, go follow the brother on Instagram. We got YouTube coming and popping. I will link all of that stuff. Go check out the Lost Scriptures of the Poet, or honestly start from the beginning. You get the fall and get the trials, and then see what happened with the Lost Scriptures, and stream that on Spotify. You can find that read notes. You see all the stuff will be in there. But again, peace and love to everybody watching this. We'll see y'all again for more to come on another interview of more interviews. And don't forget to continue to write your memoirs and create your legacy. Okay?
Hey,
All right, y'all. Peace and love. And we are out.
peace. Late.